Hello and welcome to the third installment of the Lone Wolf Adventures. I am your guide, UHM Alpha Wolf. Thank you so much for being here. In this episode, we are going to change things up from the first two episodes, and rather than do a public event, we are doing a story mission. More specifically, the Panopsies final fight mission in the Curse of Osiris DLC. And as you will see and hear from my commentary, it is pretty underwhelming as a whole. I was honestly expecting a lot more from this fight. After you run into Panopsies in the third mission of the story, and he is at the destroyed lighthouse, he starts summoning Vex everywhere, the Osiris clone is yelling at you to get through the portal before everything goes to hell, and after that I was really excited for this. Now, did I expect it to be raid level hard? No, I did not. I have learned my lesson over the various content packs that Bungie has given us going back to Destiny 1, but I thought it'd be something more like the Black Garden or maybe even Skolas, where you have a lot of ads that are heavily armed, all while the boss himself has some kind of weapon that you got to watch out for. Like the Black Garden, the three Minotaurs had their big Void Blast that they would shoot at you, and Skolas had his favorite Scorch Cannon that he absolutely loves. But nope, you just get a bunch of basic proxied enemies here. It is just basic Vandals, basic Dregs, basic Shanks, and there's really no problem taking care of them. I don't even have my health bar go down to red. That's how easy it was. And I just feel if you're going to do something like this, where the boss just stands off to the side doing absolutely nothing, put in some harder opponents. Throw in something that's going to explode. Throw in some snipers, or maybe put a time limit on it. This way you can't just do what I did and stand far back with a Might of Multi-Tool and go to town on them. But after you finish each round, this happens. You get blown off to the side where the Osiris clones will yell at you to grab an arc charge. You then dunk it and then get your only direct contact with Panopsies, which is while he is rendered helpless by the Osiris clones. And while speaking of those Osiris clones, I like to compare them to the Gary clones from the Fallout 3 video game. But whereas those guys were funny, goofy, these guys are a little more buzzkillish and a little too serious as they yell at you to attack Panopsies. Oh, well, they really don't do anything to hit them. Yeah, they helplessly hold them down like a big bully, but that's about it. So, Wave 2 is about to start. Here come the Hive. My least favorite enemies in the Destiny series, all thanks to the two Omnigul strikes we had to do in Destiny 1. But I quickly was not too scared upon seeing this, because just like Wave 1, it is basic enemies. Basic Thralls, basic Acolytes, a couple basic Wizards, and once again, I can just sit back and hit them from long range, because it's not like there's a time limit. It's not like I gotta worry about Panopsies doing Vex stuff, like throwing a bomb at me or something that you would see from a Hydra, or maybe changing the outlook of the map, taking away your cover, creating holes in the floor. That's why I was honestly missing a lot of shots through these first two waves, because I'm looking at Panopsies out of the corner of my eye, just expecting him to do something, not just be a Christmas tree decoration. I mean, maybe that's what Bungie was going for. It is the holiday season after all. Maybe this is a Bungie Christmas. Have this big, awesome bad guy that looks like a Hydra mixed with something straight out of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and have him be a total pushover. But I digress. Now, I know some people are probably sitting there saying, well, why are you so upset that this is easy? Isn't that cool? To some, it may be, but as someone who's been a big Bungie fan since Halo 1, going back to Xbox, I like a challenge. I like going through the Halo games on Legendary by myself, and even in Destiny, I liked doing stuff like when they had the daily heroic story missions in Destiny 1, going through those and giving myself a true challenge. And I was deprived of that in this. So yeah, it's nice to have a bit of a break, but I didn't want my break to come in the final boss fight. So here, this is the final proxy boss for the Hive. It is a knight. Take care of him with my handy dandy sword. And get ready for the Osiris clones to blow me off to the side here. Grab my arc charge. Okay, what's taking them so long? Oh, here we go. He just has to wait for them to slam him. There I go. And little Vex teleporter. Not gonna lie, first time I was watching that, I was really nervous that it would miss for some reason, or that maybe I had jumped and was gonna miss it, but I didn't. So here we go. Let's dunk this second arc charge, get another helpless Panopsies up in here. As his eye will open up, thanks to the Osiris clones, just go to town on it with my auto rifle. And yeah, this is just pretty much how it goes with Bungie. Nothing too hard. Although we do get a bit of a fun intermission, as I will call it, as we have some Cabal enemies show up. But just like I pointed out in episode 2, where the Cabal are rather underwhelming opponents, Panopsis even feels the same way. He does not want them hooked up to his life in any way, shape, or form. They are just a little bit of a distraction. Maybe weaken you a little bit, use up some of your ammo, while he goes and runs a little further away and gets his Vex buddies ready. By the way, spoiler alert, Vex are the next real threat. And here I am, just taking out some basic Scions, some basic Cabal enemies all around. We'll have a few War Beasts coming in here. The War Beasts were actually something I liked added to this, along with the Gladiator opponents, because the War Beasts kind of echo the Thrall in my opinion. They are easy to destroy, but in numbers can be a real pain in the ass and get close to killing you. As here, they actually redlined me because I just let myself get backed up too far, missed way too many shots, so I had to go to the sword. But they are taken care of. I just got to take out this last Scion here, pick up the ammo along the way, because at this point, I don't know what to expect. I am expecting it to still get harder, but with Panopsis' life getting pretty low, I just want to be safe. So I land here, and we finally get a challenge. Here come the Vex. I actually come really close to dying here, mainly because I made bad decision. As you'll see here, I'm about to punch a Fanatic, and if you don't know, the Fanatics explode just like rockets, as you hear in Toy Story 1. Now, throw out my barrier, try not to die, because now finally come the heavily armored enemies I had been wanting for the first 2 waves. You have goblins shooting those void blasts at you, but that's about where it ends. Now that I see what I'm up against, I can actually kind of pace myself, not run into it headlong like an idiot. I still have my super, actually, and I really was hoping to use it on Panopsis, but at this point I realized that I was not going to be given such a chance, because I figured at this point I still haven't had a chance to hit Panopsis directly without the help of the Osiris clones rendering him helpless. So I figured if I'm going to use this super, I'll use it when I get to the final boss proxy of this wave, which is a Hydra, by the way. But first got to take out all these goblins, but at least finally here I have to use some strategy and be careful because they are heavily armed. But it's pretty bad that this is the only real pseudo-challenging part of the whole mission, that they essentially save the best for last. But even then, I use the word best very lightly because it is still pretty easy. Alright, let's activate this super here. I am done with this level. I got my Fist of Havoc ready to go, and here we go. Missed that first one pretty bad, but the next 2 ground pounds will take care of him, and we will finish him off right here, right now. Panopsis, as Osiris is getting ready to tell you, this timeline is the one where you end. You can try to smash them all you want, but my arc charge is going to show up. I am going to grab it, I am going to dunk it, and I am going to finish you. So as I wait for this bridge to form, run up here and do a little slamma-jamma. We get ready to finish him off and end this horse's ass of a mission. So the eye opens up, I go to town on it, and long story short, Panopsis goes boom, Osiris wants his ghost back, and this mission is over. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, like and subscribe. Until next time, this has been UHM Alpha Wolf.